Welcome to Country Kickback, where you'll hear the latest music from performers you already know and discover new music and artists from around the world. If you have an artist you'd like us to chat with, reach out to the team at countrykickback.com, or you can watch our live videos and more by following us on social media and YouTube. Here is your host, Danny Shaw, with the latest from Country Kickback.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another week, another Country Kickback show. Thank you for sticking in there and keeping on tuning in. There's so many people already there, so I can see you all. Hello. What have you been up to? What did you go and see on the weekend? What music? I know if you're in Tassie, we had Red Hot Summer. It was wet here in Launceston, but people still came from everywhere, and I think everybody seemed to have had a great time, so it's really good. Where have you been? Who have you seen? Let me know. Has anybody seen the top of the Country Kickback page? We have a competition still running until Thursday for 2 tickets to Casey Barnes at Lentino in Tassie. So if you can get here, or you know people that would like to go and enter in the competition, you've got till Thursday 6:30 when we draw it to keep entering as many times as you like. So have a look at that when we finish. We've got some really exciting things coming up. We've got some really good gigs that we're going to, and we've got some really good competitions and things that we're going to be running, some really great prizes that have been sent through to us. So keep an eye out because it's all about to change. We're going to get a lot more happening. But for tonight, we've got Emme Lentino joining us, so we might bring her into the room and have a chat. Hi.
How are you, Danny?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, doing really well. I'm so excited to chat with you. Honestly, thank you so much. It's really cool. And hello to all of your viewers. Great to meet you.
Thank you so much for reaching out, because I was so excited when the email come through, and I was like, oh yes, of course I'd love to have them on the show. Rayleigh's joined. Hi Rayleigh, not long now, 2 weeks. Rayleigh's an artist in Queensland. She's heading to Tassie in 2 weeks, which is really exciting. And she releases her EP tomorrow, so that's even more.
Congratulations. Yeah. So excited. Oh my goodness. Feeling when you've got something that you want to share with the world. So I really commend you. Congratulations. It's awesome.
So exciting. You've got so much out there. I was researching, you know, as we always do before we do a show, but I was like, oh my gosh, there's so much music to listen to, and I was so excited listening to your things. So tell us a little bit about your career and how you got into music, and you've got so much that you've jammed into your career already. So tell us a bit about it.
Sure, and thank you so much for taking time to chat with me, but also to listen to some of the latest. That means a lot. So I started singing when I was a little girl. Probably like a lot of people out there, have always loved music, and it's always been a big part of my life. Theater was always a big part of my life as well. And I grew up in Oregon, had beautiful parents who exposed both my brother and I to the most amazing music, from Miles Davis, Aretha Franklin, to the Roaring Twenties, to Mamas and Papas, like all the way to, you know, gosh, what was the last thing that my parents had me listen? I think the Stones as well. But there was there's a huge difference between what we started with and what we kind of grew into. But a huge part of our life. The Beatles, we had family sing-offs. And then I think probably when I was about 3 years old, my parents could see that I really loved performing, and got me into theater. And I just basically said, this is what I want to do, guys. So they said, well, maybe we should give you a microphone and not a hairbrush. That was kind of like, and I had my dad's cowboy boots on, and they were really big. It's actually a picture of me that was on my waist. So it was part of my life, and it still is. And I think when I was probably about 10 years old, I realized how healing music is.
Yes.
I went a really sad loss. I lost my cousin, and it was very traumatic being 10 and kind of like facing death in that way. So I decided that, hey, I don't know how to talk about it, so I'll write about it. And that's kind of where I first realized writing music can really help you. And I kind of never went back from there. So here we are today. Music is still a big part.
Still writing. So 10 years old, you wrote that song. Was that the first song you'd ever written?
Yeah, first song I would say like with verses and choruses and bridge. My brother and I started, we joke around that we were our first bandmates. So when I was about 6 and he would have been about 4, we formed a band, not a real band, but we thought that we had like toy instruments and stuff. And so we kind of funny songs like, you know, Mom's Taking Too Long in the Kitchen, and like just different songs, but none made sense, you know?
Yes.
So this was the first song that really, I think, because I was writing it to express my feelings and to honor her memory, I think it actually was the first real song.
Yeah. Did you ever perform that song?
I performed it at a family reunion about a year ago. I wrote it, and it was really hard.
Yeah, it would have been very.
Called God's Little Angels, but that was the only time. I've never sang it again. Yeah.
Wow, how lovely! I bet your family would have been so proud too, hearing that at that age.
Yeah, they were proud.
Yeah. Now, from then on, your career has just gone from strength to strength. So you've released plenty of music, and I'd love to talk to you about it all. But your latest single at the moment is Oceanside. Tell us a little bit about the song and writing it.
Yeah, thank you. I'm really excited about this song because I love the ocean. And honestly, when the pandemic hit and all of us were in lockdown all over the world, right, in various degrees of lockdown, and all experiencing probably a lot of the same emotions globally, which was a really interesting time that everyone was kind of interconnected that way. And so there was an opportunity to collaborate with another artist, producer, and songwriter in LA. His name is Greg Cortez, hugely talented and an amazing guy. And we came together to write this song. And one of the things we talked about, because we had 2 writing sessions, was, you know, I wrote the guitar line and I'd sang it for him, but I didn't have kind of the words were kind of not there yet. And so we started chatting about what do we really long for when life gets difficult, and peace. And then we were thinking about, you know, the ocean is always a peaceful place, and it's always a place that you can go, and it's so big that it puts everything in perspective.
Yes.
But we kind of got into that storyline of, you know, so that's why the verses are quite raw and vulnerable, but then the chorus celebration of, you know, let's go to the ocean, let's go back to where life was easy and simple. And so for me to be able to release it now in this kind of like wonderful new year of 2021, where I feel like we're all kind of, you know, definitely nostalgic, but also really hopeful for the future. I feel like it was a good way to start the year. So I'm excited. Yeah, and we did the whole thing via Zoom and audio movers, virtually working together. So it was a different experience, and I'm happy with the end result.
It's a wonderful end result, and I did see that you'd done the whole thing via Zoom, and it's just been something that everybody's been adjusting to in the last 12 months, and I think it's interesting to hear the different sounds that we've got coming out in music at the moment because of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think creatively speaking, it certainly has been a huge blessing in an interesting way.
Yeah, I do too. I agree. So had you, obviously you've written it and done it all through Zoom, had you been waiting for a while before releasing it, or did you have it just as you finished it, you've released it into the web?
It had a months to kind of get it all set, and I think it was we really wanted to wait until the new year to release it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, I kind of, you know how with music sometimes you try to figure out what's the timing, and it just felt right. So yeah, so just a couple of months held on to it, yeah, because we wrote it towards the end of last year. Yeah.
And you've got a lyric video out for the song. Is that something that you did? Who did that? Who did you do that with?
Actually, a friend of mine who lives in Mexico created that for me, and he's lovely and talented, and he's been, you know, kind of along for the ride. I sent him. He also did a few other lyric videos for me, and just really artistic. So, and then at some point, I'm hoping in the near future, I'll also be able to have. Hi, Richie. I'll also be able to have a full-blown music video for it as well, which would be amazing. So I'd love to get people's ideas. I was going to say,
you've got ideas for this video.
Oh, yay!
So have you got any thoughts yet, or are you just sort of open to see what happens when you start filming?
I'm definitely open, but I love kind of that retro 1960s vibe. So certainly I have some ideas about that, just kind of like old film kind of footage. And even if it's not old, just making it like
Look
that.
old.
Yeah, obviously lots of different bits of the ocean here in New Zealand. And but yeah, maybe there's someone out there that has a fresh idea, and I'd love
Yeah.
to hear. Yeah,
Let us know what you're thinking. Listen to the song if you haven't already. I reckon most people already have, but listen to the song and let us know what you think about film clip ideas. You never know.
cool. I'm excited.
That'd be great to hear what people think. Now, I was about to say you're now living in New Zealand, and here we are in Australia. Tell us a little bit about what it's been like living over there and COVID, and how has it all been?
Yeah, so I love New Zealand. I've been here now 11 years, so I do consider it home now. And certainly during the interesting past year, it has been a really wonderful place to be. We have had lockdowns, we have had all sorts of things shut down, but in really, I think we've been quite fortunate. And I think everyone here in New Zealand is very thankful when things do open up. Again, we always are like, wow, we're so blessed to be able to like play live music, and so we celebrate all those wins. And when you get kind of that setback, you go, okay, that's all right. We're gonna be fine. We're just gonna start over in a few weeks. So,
Yes, exactly. Yes. Have you been able to do any live shows since COVID? Have you been able to do anything at all?
Not a massive amount, but the last like really big show I did overseas was in Tamworth. So that was basically that was on Australia Day 2020. So there wasn't at that point, there were fires that were going on.
No, they were. That's what it was all about in Tamworth last year, wasn't it? Fires, and we had no idea what was about to come.
No, that's right. We had no idea. Yeah, Kobe Bryant passed away the day before I think we flew back to Auckland. That was very sad. He was always a big hero of mine with basketball. And then, yeah, a few weeks later, we were in this predicament that, like you said, we were not imagining would happen. So I've done a few shows since then, just here in New Zealand with lovely folks, and I'm doing another one on Sunday. At a place called Taylor's here in Auckland, and lots of live streaming. I've been able to collaborate with beautiful musicians from all over the world that either host their own shows or have said, "Hey, let's get together and do music." And that's so exciting because I never really did the live streaming thing before, and it at first you get a little bit nervous, but then it's like, wow, how neat that we get to do. It's
you
like,
can do it in your own home.
Exactly. Yeah, you make your home look like a gig.
Yeah, that's right. It's all right if you keep just the width of the camera clean and tidy. It's fine. You just look really organized.
Oh my goodness, it's the secret out. No, just kidding.
That's what it's like here, At the moment it is. I've been painting. I've had painters in, so at the moment you don't want to see around my room.
Oh wow, because I love the backdrop with the country kickback. That looks so cool. Professional.
Considering it was a Vista print order, they did really well.
Wow. Well, they go Vista. Looking
amazing what you can do. Noma has popped in and said hello, and Stephen is also there as well. So we've got so many people popping in.
Hi, Stephen.
Thank you for joining. Tell us a little bit about, I know we haven't got long, but tell us a little bit about, you've had some other releases, and I think I'm just looking at your theme, you like summer. I can see you're a summer person.
Water and sunshine and all of that stuff, yeah.
So Last Christmas was your previous release before Oceanside. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Last Christmas is my reimagining of the iconic George Michael song. I've always been a big George Michael fan. It was a dream come true to not only record this song, but actually record it in the UK with the original backup singers of George Michael. So that still seems so strange to say out loud. And yeah, kind of like, that still is the most amazing experience to be able to have worked with 4 gorgeous folks that have been around the world touring with, someone that I greatly admire. And we've formed a friendship, and they were kind enough to do some interviews with me at Christmas time as well. And yeah, the whole thing was really, really special. And we did a 1960s theme music video for it, which was really fun. And yeah, so it was a great, I think, ending to 2020. For me, it was really, and for them, it was really special to celebrate, of course, George's life and, his iconic sort of moment with Christmas. And yeah, so still to this day, it's like, wow, okay, that happened.
And you've done such a great job. All of your songs. Now, where can people get your music? Can they get hard copies?
So that's a great question. I am working on that because I actually still listen to CDs. I have a Jeep Wrangler, and it's an older version. So so I listen to CDs, and I'm like, surely there's someone else out there that listens to them. So together, some of my favorite Emme tunes that I've put out on CD, maybe even on vinyl. Watch this space.
That'd be lovely.
And then everything else you can find at emmelentino.com. That's EMME, Lentino, LENTINO.com. And I'm on Spotify, Deezer, Apple, and Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
How do we keep up with all of these things?
Just go to the website. If it's confusing, it's all there. And I love chatting with people. I love connecting with people from all over the world. I really believe that music is healing and it brings people together. So I love, just reach out. Don't be shy. Well, let's chat.
Let's see and give your ideas. Have you have you have any merchandise and things that people
can I actually have free merchandise that I give away. So if somebody reaches out to me, I do have some CDs of, there would have been a release about 5 or 6 years ago, and it was all about shine your light. And so I've got CDs and t-shirts that glow in the dark, and it says shine, be a light in the darkness. And if people reach out to me, I don't charge at all. Just, let me know your address, because I need to know where to send them. And I'll also throw in a signed photo of myself, and it's all for free. So
wow. Well, you don't get much for free these days. So when we're finished here, you better jump over and listen to the song, stream away, and make sure you say hello to Emme when we're finished. I know we were just talking about gigs and things. Have you got anything in the wind at the moment for the next few months?
Yeah, so I've got gigs with mates Danny and Dan, and we'll be playing some live shows, which I'm really excited about. And then a few other things in the works that haven't been finalized, but I'm really excited. And I've been working on a TV/web series. I'm executive producer and an actress, and I've got some of my songs in it as well. So I'll be announcing some more things in a little while. But very excited. So happy to be creative, and thanks for being on the journey with me. It's really cool.
Oh, it's lots of fun. I was actually going to ask you a little bit about that, because I know that some of your songs are on different TV shows and things. Is that something that you're continuing, obviously, by the sounds of things here?
Yeah, definitely. I'm working hard at kind of submitting some songs, and it's always a nice compliment when people want to use a song that we indie artists write. It's a great feeling. So thank you.
So keep your eye out when you're watching TV, everyone. You might just hear a little song there that you recognize. I love it when that happens. If you're watching something, oh, I know that. Nothing more fun. Oh, dear. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to just remind everybody, Emme Lentino is on Facebook and Instagram. So head over there and give the page a like and share if you haven't already. And Oceanside, have a listen now, because it is wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us, Emme.
Thank you. And I just wanted to shout out to my collaborators of Oceanside. So my co-writer, Greg Cortez, love you. And my co-producer, Dan Antonovich, love you guys. And I'm very, very thankful for you. And thank you, Danny, and to everyone at Country Kickback and all of your listeners and viewers. Big love. Let's make 2020 amazing. 2021. So
2021. And we'll be back tomorrow night. We've got Michael Waugh joining us tomorrow night. So join us tomorrow night at 6:30 my time. And thank you again, Emme. We'll see you again very soon.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
You too. See you later, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. We hope you've enjoyed today's program. See you next time with the latest with Country Kickback.